What up? What up, TNT boy fans? Sam, how are you doing today?
Pretty great. It's been a good week. How about you, Kale?
It's been a long week, but it's been pretty good. It's been pretty nice to me. Been living life. Been living like Larry.
Living large.
That's right. That's right. So, we're going to be talking about Deion in football.
Deion Sanders, prime time.
College football and Husker sports and all that good fun and jazz. And also, don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias between Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Instagram, YouTube. Also, follow the Agent Life Media group on all social medias as well. I'm sure in this area, in the video, I will edit that in there, all the socials.
Yes, sir.
Sam, have you seen any interesting things about the sports world or anything in general this week?
I mean, not a whole lot, really. I mean, I saw it's officially for the Bears, Caleb Williams was named officially their starting quarterback, which should be no surprise. But I just saw that today.
Yeah, that's definitely not a surprise, but we'll see how long he lasts there for about a year or two.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he's worth all the hype, I guess.
Yeah, for all the marbles.
That's where quarterbacks go to die.
Yep. You know, never forget, Zach, I told you, Jim McMahon, best quarterback of all time for the Bears.
I said that. I agree with you.
Oh, I thought we disagreed with each other.
No, we agreed on that.
What about Smoking Jay?
Yeah.
I mean, he was good too, but he was only there for a couple of years.
He was there for a solid, I don't know, almost 10 years, I thought.
At least.
What?
Yeah, he's their all-time leading passer, I think.
Well, it's because he actually passes.
Yeah, but they're the only team that's never had a 4,000-yard passer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's
we
great.
We don't pass the ball.
A lot of great running backs, though, I will say.
Another thing I saw that was pretty interesting, they released a cover of NCAA 25 today.
Yeah.
Bunch of teams on there. There was actually one screenshot of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish coming out of the tunnel.
So it's going to be a reason for me to actually buy a PS5.
But I feel like it's Madden-fied. Like it's like another version
it won't be exactly like how the old NCAA games were, I think. Like it'll be close, kind of like how the modern day Maddens are, but
they took that from us.
I think it'll be cool to just finally have another college football game.
Other than Madden, I'm okay with it. And yeah, I agree. It might be another reason why I just, buy consoles just for that. I'm a PC gamer, so like I might have to get it just for that.
Yeah.
What else? Man, there was a lot on my mind that I want to talk about now. Like when you start recording, you just gone.
Well, quick recap of last episode. We talked about some pretty awesome music.
Yep.
And some pretty shitty music too.
And then before that, we did some pretty awesome tacos.
Yeah. Also, totally unplanned that episode dropped on Cinco de Mayo.
Yes. I was editing and I texted Sam.
Don't admit that.
Why?
Don't ever admit that.
Hey.
But yeah, none of us caught that. Because we do these so far in advance that none of us were like, this is going to be on Cinco de Mayo.
Way to go, Sam. Way to go.
Well,
secrets have been, magicians never reveal their secrets, but this one over here apparently did.
I hate secrets anyway, so.
That's a fair point.
What a great episode. I thought that was a really good one.
Yeah.
Unique. One of the owners.
Yeah. The son of the owner of La Paria Loca. I'm pretty good friends with him, and they were pretty happy about it.
Yeah.
Shared it on Facebook and everything.
And we weren't lying.
No.
That was true reactions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Authentic, right on the spot.
Yeah. His dad said we need to try the tortas.
Yeah.
Which is
you're a big torta guy.
Yeah. Speaking of tortas, that's what I had before dinner, like this episode. Shout out to Tequila
Gonzalez. Yeah.
Honorable mention still.
Honorable mention. Next time.
Dang tornadoes.
Yeah.
Dang tornadoes.
Dang flash floods.
Dang weather. Screw you, Mother Nature. Just kidding. Don't hit my house with a tornado, please. Just kidding.
Anything else that's been going on in the sports world that's caught your attention lately?
Yeah, actually, it was something about LeBron. He was saying that oh man, who was it? He was saying some other player was overrated. Oh, Anthony Edwards. He thinks Anthony Edwards or his son's better than Anthony Edwards. Which is what?
I was hearing something. I think it was what was his Austin Rivers, and he was saying like how like it would be easy for basketball players to.
So we just talked about this on Useless. He said there's at least 30 NBA players that could easily just go play in the NFL.
Yeah, I call bullshit.
I call bullshit too.
Like football, you gotta worry about. You know, if you're a receiver, running back, you get the ball. You got 11 other guys that are literally trying to kill you. Basketball, it's not even close to the same.
He said it was easy. You could just catch the ball, turn, and run north-south. That's all it is.
I was watching Speak, and it was James Jones is on their former Packers wide receiver, and he was saying like, no, not if you got Jalen Ramsey on you or some other shutdown corner. Like, I mean, in his day, he played against like Darrell Revis, Richard Sherman. Like that ain't happening, man. Like,
no way.
No.
No way, Jose.
I don't know. A lot of people say like LeBron James could have been a great football player, but with how much with how much of a crybaby he is though on the court. Like
in his early days, he could.
Yeah, maybe in his early days, but like even then, like I don't know. Like he was a good high school football player, but there's a reason why a lot of these NBA players they played high school football, and there's a reason why they chose basketball over football in the long run. Like so.
Bunch of baby back bitches.
Baby back bitch. Baby back bitch.
Baby back bitch. Baby back bitch.
Baby back bitch. Longest yard reference.
Yeah. The Stanley Cup playoffs are going on right now. The Edmonton Oilers, which is my team. I'm originally from Edmonton in Canada. They moved on to the second round. And they're playing Vancouver. What's crazy, actually, one of their assistant coaches, who is actually a Oiler legend, is having allegations being looked into him for doing a racist gesture to a fan in Vancouver.
Really?
Yep. He was acting like he had a turban on his head, like that or something. I didn't watch the video, but that's my assumption, what I read. But NHL's looking into it. They played the other night. They had a 4-1 lead, and they blew it like frickin' Atlanta did against the Patriots.
Speaking of the Patriots, did you watch any of the Tom Brady roast?
Unfortunately, I have not had time.
There was some funny stuff on there.
There was one that made me laugh my ass off when the lady was like talking about Gronk.
Yeah. Me know that not real money. She was talking about, she was roasting Brady about like some like money he lost with like crypto or whatever. And then she was like, even Gronk's dumbass knew that all along. He's like, me know that not real money. And they were, like the running gag was like Gronk was just like some big oaf dumbass like the whole time and has CTE or whatever.
I'm Gronk. I'm big.
Who was it? One of the roasters was like, Tom, I'm glad you invited your one black wide receiver, Randy Moss, onto the set, and then mention how he's like from West Virginia and he likes to go fishing and all this stuff. And it's like, even your black wide receiver's white.
Yeah, and then did you know Netflix edited the booze for Kim Kardashian?
Really?
Yep. You can go back.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, she got booed so bad they had to edit it out.
Wow.
I'm not surprised, but
there was something one guy said about, I think it was Robert Kraft, and then Brady went up to the stand and said, "Don't ever say that shit ever again."
Personal.
I think it was about the massages.
Yeah, personally, I think Robert Kraft is probably a pedophile, to be honest, or some shit. Like,
yeah, I have no idea, but I noticed that
like
part.
A pervert, I guess.
And yeah, there was some funny ones. It was Nikki. What's her last name?
Grasser?
No, maybe.
I don't know.
Blonde chick.
Nikki Glazer.
Nikki Glazer. Yeah.
Grasser. What the hell am I thinking about?
She went off. She had the best roast of the whole night.
She probably wasn't. She probably secretly hated the Patriots or something.
Yeah, I don't know, but she was. I mean, it was all fun. Like they were kind of roasting each other the whole time.
You never forget when I was drunk one night at the event we were at, and I think we mentioned it before in the podcast how I puked and like passed out for a good solid half hour. Woke up, said "fuck Tom Brady," and passed back out.
Goated moment.
I have many highlights in my life, and that's probably one of the top ones in there.
You know, one of Brady's teammates that I was surprised wasn't there was Wes Welker. He wasn't there, but like he had Gronk, Edelman, Randy Moss, a bunch like Willie McGinnis was there.
He was probably invited and declined. I'm
Probably.
going to guess.
Probably.
My guess, yeah. Danny Amendola, he was there.
There was some in there. I was like, why the hell are they there? Like Kevin Hart really did not need to be there.
I think he's just part of all those things of being a comedy guy.
Kevin Hart's all right now, but
why don't we get into today's topic?
Yeah, sorry, we're getting off topic here.
No, it's fine.
It's
yeah.
fine.
Interesting topics in the sports world. That's what we're here for, but
that's what we live for.
Deion Sanders.
Deion. Deion.
We'll see.
So, Sam, what's your personal thoughts about Mr. Primetime, Mr. Big Shot himself?
So,
cowboy hat wearing football coach.
So Deion the coach, or Deion like throughout his whole career, like even like as when he was a player?
No, just
okay.
I mean, you could combine the two, but like,
well, I was gonna say like as a player, like back in the day, like obviously he played a little before my time, before I really got into football, but he's a legend as a player. Obviously, first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the best defensive backs of all time, one of the best kick returners of all time. Played a little offense. There's a reason they called him Primetime. And I do think he's a good coach. But I just think he brings just too much of the spotlight
on himself.
And he almost is like asking for it too.
You know, one thing I've always thought about Primetime is when he was an analyst on like the NFL Network and everything. I think it's funny. He was bald for the longest time. Gets a coaching job, instant hair.
I liked it when he was an analyst on NFL Network, because back in that time they had like a bunch of legends like there was him, Michael Irvin, Marshall Faulk. There were some other ones too. They're escaping me right now, but Warren Sapp was another one.
Yep, which is crazy.
Shannon Sharp.
Yep.
Yeah, they had a
Warren
ton of them.
Sapp is actually on Deion's staff now.
D-line coach?
I think so. Yeah.
I would think so. I mean, what else would he be doing?
Yeah. I mean, he could be like a player developer or something.
Could be.
My thoughts on him, I thought he was a great player. You know, before my time, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
I think he bloats too much. Like, not bloats. He gloats.
Yeah.
He gloats too much about himself. I think he needs to get off Twitter.
Yeah.
Definitely
I just
needs to get off Twitter.
I think, coaches on social media, like, I don't have a problem with them being on social media, but it's like, you need to find a way to like
watch what you say. Yeah.
Regulate that a little bit, like, or something.
Yeah, it's like saying, like, if you need to think before you speak.
I just think he just, like I said, he brings too much of the spotlight to himself. And then he says things that later like sound bad down the road. Like,
yes,
like he basically threw his offensive line under the bus at one point. And it's like, cause that was their biggest struggle on offense.
Right. And I get there's accountability, but when you're like mid in the season, you don't just like, all right,
no,
offensive line, y'all suck.
He's really good at developing offensive and defensive skill position guys, but he neglects that lineman position.
Yes.
Did Warren Sapp just recently get hired to his staff?
Yes.
Maybe that'll be a big help.
Maybe.
For the linemen, especially the D line, obviously.
I don't know. He makes me feel like he's a prime example of why coaches should have someone else run their accounts.
Yeah.
And not
have a social media team.
And I get you get frustrated as a coach, and I get it's stressful. I know that.
Yeah.
But don't be going on there and calling out people that's transferred from your program, and don't say they suck or your kid's better. And like, that's another thing. No one, you're making your kids are good players, but you're just hurting their draft stock. Cause like Shador was a top pick, and now he's like a prospect on the practice squad now.
Well,
for scouting.
They're going to associate his kids and his players with him and his ego.
It's just like every action has a reaction.
Because I think Shador is a great quarterback.
I do too.
Like he would have been if he would have been in this draft, I think he would have probably been second or third overall.
You know, it's kind of sad, and I might get quoted on this, and I might not. Someone might say something, but you don't see him really talking about Travis Hunter anymore. It's always either about Sanders that plays on defense or Sanders that's
Shiloh.
Shiloh,
Yeah.
yes. Well, Shiloh did this. Which, I'll say this about Shiloh. 4 forced fumbles as a safety.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good. That's unheard of.
Travis Hunter last year being like a star on offense and defense is like, that's something that we haven't seen in a long time. Like playing, starting both ways and being productive both ways.
It makes you think is he going to do that, or is NFL teams going to do that and use it, which I think they should.
Maybe to a point, but I think you need to keep your real stars fresh on one side of the ball and sparingly use them on the other side. You more so see that with like your defensive studs that can sometimes play a little offense like Dion did back in the day.
Yep.
And even like JJ Watt, he played a little offense.
Yeah.
So
do you think Deion Sanders has made an impact on the Colorado football team from the start he came there?
I think definitely from the start. I think just the fact that he went there, his name draws attention. And, at the jump, all these kids, oh yeah, I want to go play for Deion Sanders, right?
Yep.
And so you attract a lot of recruits, but then, and even at the start of the season, they
transfers too.
Yeah, they got off to a hot start, and it kind of they just didn't have some of the the foundational pieces I think that you need to have a winning football team. Like they got the flashy skill positions, the quarterback, the receivers, the defensive backs, and they've got a lot of speed, they've got a lot of skill. They are missing some of the bigs, so to speak.
Yep.
And they're missing like a good power run game, I think. And I'm
just lost both of their running backs.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not really sure how good they are at linebacker, but like they're missing some of those more like tough guy positions, like they're flashy on the outside at the flashy positions, but they're lacking the toughness.
Yes.
That winning football teams need.
I guess, I think he's really impacted it. He impacted it from not only just getting hired from the start.
Yeah.
Like a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Like if you go on his other son's channel, his YouTube channel, Off the Wall Media, I actually been following them for a long time. I kind of like the behind the scenes because it kind of shows us some stuff, but Deion has changed the way they eat. They changed for all teams too. And that's crazy.
Yeah.
He's brought more money for the program. He's brought a lot of like I said, a lot of little shit. So like they're getting a new video board for their stadium.
He's a culture,
culture changer. Yes.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
But he needs to transition that into more wins.
Yeah. And I think eventually, honestly, like he gets a lot of hate because of the media and everything, but I think eventually he will develop that into like more of a winning program, much like I even think with Nebraska, Matt Rule will with Nebraska.
They're just doing it two different ways.
It's just different.
Two different styles.
Yeah.
What I will say though is what I like about what he's doing, or actually no, not what he's doing. Well, I think, his OC left, I think, for a head coaching job. Somewhere.
Yeah, where'd he go?
I think it was San Diego State. Sean Lewis.
Okay.
And maybe Sean Lewis was the problem on his offense. Maybe they just didn't, maybe they kept butting heads.
I mean, and they had a productive offense still.
Very.
And I don't really know if his attitude has killed Shedeur Sanders' draft stock because it's just way too early to tell. Shedeur could go out there and have another monster season and be the first overall pick next year.
Yeah. But now since you got to think about it too, the Pac-12 is pretty much not a conference anymore.
Yeah.
Are they still in Colorado still in there for a little bit?
As far as I know.
Then they're going to easily win games. They're going to have easy schedules.
Which, easy schedule or not, a lot of wins and a good record is what it is. you know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the season, you know, when it comes to playoffs and bowl games, you're going to see who your frauds and your true good teams and who your fraudulent teams are. Yeah.
All right. So on the next one here, we have, is he too active on the social media? Is he too active on social media or too active in media in general?
Yeah. I just think he purposefully, one fault is he purposefully tries to bring too much attention to himself.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. You know, he's one of the greatest of all time as a player. He obviously brought a lot of success to Jackson State, which obviously helped him get the Colorado job. But, you know, and he's done it his way. He's done it his way, and it is unique, and that's who he is. He's going to bring the spotlight, but maybe like just chill out a little bit, you know, and just kind of, you know, fly under the radar. But that's not how Dion operates.
I think he does that sometimes to keep it off of his players, so that the spotlight doesn't hit his players. I think that's part of his coaching process, in my opinion.
Yeah. I could totally see that.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think he needs to go after kids that transferred out of his program.
Right. How many have transferred out of his program, or what? Who are the key ones that have?
I know there was a lot of 5 stars.
Because you said both running backs left.
Yes. And a lot of them, if I remember, a lot of them on state, they're leaving because of coaching. Which
I don't know.
That makes
I don't
you
know
raise
if
an
it's
eyebrow.
just too. I just don't know if he's made it to Hollywood or what, but I think eventually he'll get it figured out though, just because he knows football. He just needs to get the right pieces in place. Like I was saying before, you're lacking those foundational tough guys that you need to win football games on defense and on offense.
Yes.
You need to be able to control the line. You know, you need to be able to just pound the rock every once in a while, and you need some hard-hitting linebackers.
Yeah. But when he first came in as a coach, you even heard him on his video said, "If you don't want to be here, get the F out," kind of shit.
Yeah. And
that has probably helped.
If you don't, it's the same thing. If you don't want to be there, then go.
It's just like, when Scott Frost came in, he pretty much said the same exact thing. If you don't want to be here, get out.
Good old Scott Frost.
Good old Scotty.
But no, he's not going to just, he still believes in old school work ethics because he's going to make guys compete to play, compete for their job.
Do you think if someone, for example, if a kid that was better than his son at quarterback, do you think he would still play his son? Or would you let the quarterback develop?
If they were like if he was outplaying him in practice and stuff?
Yes.
I think he would still start his son at the beginning. But say he starts to struggle, I don't think he'd wait too long to make the change.
Yeah.
Or say if Shedeur got injured and the backup came in and was lighting it up and they're winning games and he's playing really good, I don't think he'd be so quick to go back to his son once he's healthy again. If they're playing good football with the new guy, I think he would roll with a hot hand.
I think so too.
But maybe, I
knows,
think he would.
It's Dion though. So who knows?
I think if the other guy is, playing considerably better football than his son, I think it would be a bad move to go back to him. The fans wouldn't like that. The other coach, the program itself wouldn't like that but who's to say?
Yeah. There's probably a lot of kids out there.
There's a lot of hypotheticals.
There's a lot of kids on that team, they're just there to play football.
Yeah.
They don't care about the social media. They don't care.
What was Colorado's record before Dion got there?
Shit.
Yeah.
Honestly.
He came in, they won 4 games last year, and obviously that's not where you want to be, but it's an improvement.
I think Nebraska, and I'm not trying to be biased, I think Nebraska will beat them come September 7th.
I think Nebraska later in the season last season could have beaten them.
Yes.
But when we did play them last year, we just weren't ready for all that firepower they had.
No. God, no. All right. So we're going to move on to the next one here. Did the Jackson State success kind of go to his head? And did he switch to a Power 5 too early?
I don't know if it necessarily went to his head. I just think I don't quote me on this, but I think he has stated this himself, is that he did everything he could to help out Jackson State.
Yeah, he used his own money. He didn't want to get paid by Jackson State.
Right. So
I personally think, sorry for cutting you off, but
you're fine.
I think he should have stayed for a little longer.
Yeah.
He was
I just
doing
think
something special.
I think he would. Yeah. I don't know. It's strange because you'd like to see him stay longer and build Jackson State into this powerhouse team,
yes.
But at the end of the day, is that really possible with a college like Jackson State? To get up to those elite ranks?
I think so. He brought Travis Hunter in. He was a 5-star. He was the best recruit in the country.
True.
He brought in transfers that were 5 stars.
I think he just saw this as a better opportunity.
But I feel like the HBCUs were some schools in that division. Some of that was easy competition for them.
True. I mean, he was able to get more talented players.
But I do think the whole believe moment that probably helped them boost up their confidence and their motivation. Because Jackson State historically has been great, but hasn't been great in recent years until he came along.
Yeah.
Which, did you know Jackson State is where Walter Payton played?
I did not know that.
Yes. He did.
Walter Payton is,
probably,
in my opinion,
one of the greatest running backs.
In my opinion, he's probably the greatest running back of all time.
Yeah, and I'm going to say that,
and
too.
I'm a Packers fan, so I'll say it.
Right,
you heard it here.
Calm down, Zach. We know you're a Bears fan. Calm down.
But I'm surprised you wouldn't say Barry Sanders, though, being a Lions fan.
I mean, he's up there, but he's I think Walter Payton's better.
Okay.
If he would have not died, can you imagine how many records that dude would have broke or set?
Yeah. He, just watching, obviously he played way before our time, but just watching highlights of him, he had everything.
But the only thing I want to say, though, is, running backs, they don't last very long in the league.
No, definitely not anymore either.
It's 10 years and that's it.
They hit the end of their rookie contract and teams are ready to move on from them. No one's going to pay a running back big money anymore unless you're Derrick Henry or Christian McCaffrey.
Or you last 10 years and then you just your body's nope, no more. Not taking it.
It's a tough position, man.
It is.
Like I said before, it's one of those positions, you get the ball, you got 11 other guys that are just wanting to rip your head off. So,
yeah. So we're going to move on to the next one here. Do you think Dion safeguards his kids too much on and off field? I think he plays dad too much, and which I respect that.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry.
Go ahead.
But I don't know if he realizes he's hurting his kids by the comments he makes. Like I said earlier, draft stock. He went from a first round to almost a practice player on the scouting report. I don't know if Shiloh's getting drafted or not. I haven't heard much about him.
When did they come out with he went from a projected first rounder to a projected practice squad player?
I saw something on Bleacher Report a week ago, but I'll have to find it and show you.
I don't think that's going to happen. I still think he'll
go
I could see him being first overall pick next year.
I could too.
But I could also see Dion being that dad that's trying to
protect his kids.
Trying to get the best situation for his kids in terms of the draft. Kind of like the rumors with Caleb Williams, how they were oh, he's going to refuse to go to Chicago.
Yeah.
Or kind of back in 2004 when Eli refused to go to the Chargers.
Yeah.
And then they did a trade. I could see a situation like that.
It kind of reminds me of LeVar Bell, the Ball brothers.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
Similar.
Yeah. Which LeVar he's cuckoo. I swear to you, he's freaking cuckoo.
But I mean, outside of that, he just wants I think he just wants the best for his sons. He wants them to be in the best situation to succeed. He's been coaching them since they were little. And, you know, I think maybe he tries to safeguard them maybe a little too much, but at some point you just got to let them be them.
Yeah. Did you know that, his daughter, he also had a daughter that went to Colorado.
Yep.
She went to Jackson State first. And then when they all went to Colorado, she transferred, and now she's transferring out of Colorado.
Yeah.
And her father, Dion, thinks it's stupid. And that right there, that to me though, like that's more being a dad.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like I said, I get it.
Do they know where's she going?
I thought I told you the other day, and I can't remember what I told you. Oh, she's going back to another HBCU. Alabama A&M.
At the end of the day, I mean, it's her choice. She's going to go and make her own decisions. You know, maybe it's not as,
you know, it's like
top
saying
tier, you know, D1 school like Colorado, but
yeah, it's like almost like saying like, oh, well, my family's been a Nebraska family and I'm going to Texas for college.
Right.
That's how it feels. At the end of the day,
which it is. I mean,
me.
You know, it's, you know, get over it, I guess.
Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, I don't know. That's how I feel like he's being a dad. And again, I understand that. Zach, how would you feel since you're a dad? If you're in his position, how would you feel about something like that?
I don't know. It comes down to her choice. Like if she wants to transfer out, I mean, I don't know. You don't have to follow her as a dad, but if she thinks she can have a better opportunity somewhere else, you can guide her.
Obviously, she's just, you know, trying to, you know, she knows what's best for herself and she's making that decision for herself. And maybe he doesn't agree with it, but
yeah, like that's
obviously she doesn't care. She's going to do it anyway.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Cause like the way they word it is like, he's saying it's stupid.
Yeah.
Probably in his mind. Yeah, it's stupid, but he's like, I think he forgets. So it's like, hey, she's growing up. She needs to do what she needs to do.
Maybe she doesn't want to be around dad no more. You know?
That too. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to move on. How long do you see Dion lasting at Colorado?
Tough question because it could be like it could literally go for one more season if they like really shit the bed this year, or it could go for a long time if they end up having success.
Some success. Yeah.
I'm gonna say at least another 5 years though, and they could either like be good to mediocre to like bad to mediocre, or they could end up doing like really good and then he accepts like a higher paying job at like an even better school. I could see him leaving at some point to accept a better job.
Yeah, I could
or
see
maybe
that
even go into the NFL. I actually think he's mentioned he wouldn't coach in the NFL because he likes.
Can you imagine if he did though? Oh man, that team.
I don't think his coaching style fits the NFL because like they're grown men, whereas like he'd rather coach like college students.
Yes,
because you're more like it's a different style of coaching.
Yeah. So
there's a reason why coaches like Nick Saban, can't make it in the NFL, but extraordinary in college, and then coaches like thinking of an example, I don't know. But there's coaches who have had great success in the NFL and not that good in college. But then there's ones that can do
like
both.
Matt Rule, he didn't do good in the NFL.
Right.
I feel like that's more was an ownership.
But that's deal. Again, that's similar to Nick Saban. But then there's some that can do both, just like Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah. Jim Harbaugh, I think I don't know, we'll see.
Can you guys see that? So it says Sanders would owe Colorado $15 million if he leaves in the first year, $10 million if he leaves in the second year, and $8 million if he leaves in the third year, and $5 million if he leaves after that.
That's kind of a deal right there.
You believe that?
Yeah, he's there for a while.
He's stuck there for a while.
Yeah.
He is.
Unless he gets bought out for being, terrible. But
I mean,
they could pull Nebraska.
I could see him. I truly think he will get it figured out, regardless of certain opinions on the guy, the controversial I just think he's a good football mind. Yeah, he's a bit of a diva. He's a bit of a social media, he's getting the spotlight, but he knows football. And I think eventually they'll have success.
It's like the ESPN meme. It's like, all they talk about is LeBron. Now it's going to be a Dion.
Yeah. Caleb.
The Bears. So we're going to move on to the next topic. We're going to lead up into college football. And the first one will be, which team will have a breakout year this year?
Nebraska.
Okay.
No, that's tough. I mean, who do you think?
I'm going to have to say Tulane.
Tulane? Why Tulane?
Oh, when Willie Fritz was coach last year before he left, he built that a pretty solid program down there in New Orleans. Yeah. They got a good coach that knows what he's doing. He's been there before, so why change the system when you got someone that's been there?
The Packers drafted their quarterback, Michael Pratt.
Yep, Michael Pratt. He was a pretty quarterback.
I could definitely see him beating out Sean Clifford for the second string position.
But speaking of Sean Clifford, I actually saw an article the other day. One of your coaches, I think it was a QB coach, he said he sees Matt Flynn in
Sean Clifford.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Matt Flynn was he was that dude, man. He had some good games for us. He really came in clutch for us a few times. He had that dog in him.
Don't remind me. I'm going to get PTSD.
He threw 6 touchdowns against you guys.
Shut up.
Don't tell Cowboys fans either. He had the comeback of the ages against the Cowboys that one year.
You said the word.
Yeah, but it was against
Cowboys.
them. Matt Flynn made the Cowboys look like hot garbage one year.
You said it again.
Yep.
Cowboys.
Pretty soon he's going to go full-blown cornholio if I say Cowboys one more time.
DP for my butthole.
Dude, you did the perfect Beavis voice. You could do the
DP for my butthole.
Oh my God. You're a dumbass, Beavis.
You're a dumbass. Oh, man. People are going to watch it like, man, these guys are dumb.
Real life
right.
Beavis and Butthead.
I'm okay with that. DP for my butthole. Conholio.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh man. Yeah, who do you think will break out?
It's tough, man. I mean, I'm gonna sound like a homer, but I really think Nebraska will improve this year. I don't know necessarily about a breakout year, but I think the pieces are in place. Yeah, bowl game. I think at least, 6 wins would be 1 win improvement from last year, but I could see more than 6 wins, a bowl game, and I just think that the pieces are Matt Rule is the building the culture, in a different way.
Yeah. Did you see there possibly, we're like the post spring?
Oh wow!
And that's a lot of people are dogging on Joel Klatt for picking Nebraska at where he put him. I think Joe Klatt's all right. I think he's pretty good. Analyst.
It's cool, but I don't know. I don't know if I like the hype. It's just I just hope it doesn't jinx us,
Yeah. Another breakout team, Kansas.
Yeah. Kansas State, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Capitalizing on last year. I wish they never lost their starting quarterback, but
yeah.
what can you do?
Yeah. Trying to think.
Where's that Jeopardy music when you need it? Do, 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 do.
There's a lot of teams, that could definitely, it all depends. Have you watched any other Spree game highlights?
I have not watched any.
No.
I haven't had time.
Not even Nebraska red white.
Mm.
Tell you,
I'm a busy guy.
This isn't Division I football, but I had a chance to go, and I know I already talked to you about this, but tell the viewers, I had a chance to go watch the Wayne State spring scrimmage against Chadron State.
Right.
And obviously Chadron State, Danny Woodhead went to college there, and he's a legend.
We went to high school with somebody that went out there. Kyle Temple.
Yep.
Yeah,
I graduated with Kyle Temple, one of the better football players I've played with. And yeah, he went out there and played at Chadron State, defensive end. But Wayne State, they actually pretty good. I actually have a cousin who's playing for them this season. He plays D-line. He got a sack in the spring game. Their quarterback looks really good. He was making some crazy plays. I mean, I know it's Division II, but I could see them maybe being a dark horse team this year.
That's true. Okay. I respect the choice.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to move on to that. Will this year's conference realignment that has changed, you think it's going to be like an eye-opener for the good or for the bad?
Both.
I'll have to agree with you on that.
I think like teams like UCLA and USC moving to the Big Ten.
Doesn't need to be there.
I think like they obviously get good recruits and they're usually pretty good, but let's see them travel to Wisconsin, Michigan, Nebraska, places like that in the cold late in the season and see how they do, because they're used to those warm weather games pretty much year round.
Is that, like you said, is going to help us recruit for Nebraska for sure?
Yeah, I think so. So I think it could be for the good, that side of it with the Big Ten. It could be for the good, for, your cold weather teams, but could be for the bad for those warm weather teams, but it could be
rather.
It could be but it could be for the good for those warm weather teams, because they're going to be preparing for that now. Like they should be putting themselves in situations in practice to prepare for that when they're going, like when they have a cold weather game coming up. That's
nice.
I think, if you want to prepare, I mean, if you want to have a chance, I mean, obviously, game plan comes into effect. What the other team runs comes into play. But in football, unless you're playing in a dome, you got to account for the weather too, for what your game plan is. And
I don't think no one really plays a dome in the Big Ten.
No, I don't think so.
But Oklahoma and Texas going to SEC. Definitely, it's obviously going to boost up SEC once again.
Yeah.
And then eventually, if they add Clemson, Florida State.
Think they'll get exposed in the SEC, Oklahoma and Texas?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because
Texas A&M
SEC,
did.
man, like that's old school power football in SEC, man.
Well, when Texas A&M in there, Missouri went in there, they did for a little bit.
Yeah.
They had to recruit differently.
I just think SEC, you think Georgia, Alabama, LSU. These are teams that can pound the rock, play hardcore defense, and they're just fundamentally sound and they're tough.
Pound the rock.
Oklahoma's been known for good quarterbacks, flashy offense, a lot of points, a lot of offense, not so great of defenses. I could just see them getting exposed a little bit in the SEC and getting beaten up by some
Alabama.
of these yeah. Just getting ran over.
Tennessee, you actually have a chance to win a game. A good, decent game.
So that's kind of my thoughts on that one. And then Texas. No.
Texas. No. Horns down, baby.
Horns down. All the way down.
We probably just signed our death wish for a bunch of Husker fans. For just doing this. Just
for doing that.
Yeah, just for wearing red and Husker stuff. Well,
we're joking.
Always horns down.
Always.
Never forget that Big 12 championship game. I swear to God, we should have won that one. Which we did. But I'm just saying.
They slipped the refs a quick little
5. Little
Benjamin.
Little Benny.
Yeah. That year, man, I will say that's the last time, like,
that was Sue's year.
That was Sue's senior year. He was a Heisman candidate.
He should have won the Heisman.
We had a dominant defense. We had a good running game. All we were lacking really was a good quarterback, and we were playing musical chairs at quarterback that year.
Yes. Yeah. So let's talk about the transfer portal. What are some changes you would make to the transfer portal? Speaking of that, by the way, like I told you earlier today, NCAA has proposed a new rule. They're going to be cutting teams from 115 to about 89 to 90 players, which that eliminates walk-ons.
Pretty much, yeah.
But anyway, what would you change about the transfer portal?
Well, I heard recently that players can transfer as much as
anytime
they want and with no repercussions, pretty much.
Yep. No.
I would change
out.
that immediately. I would say you can transfer once, man. Like if you're in a bad, like if you go to the school you originally wanted to go to and you aren't liking the situation after a little bit, I get it. Okay. You get one other chance to transfer somewhere you like and then that's it, but be prepared to work. Like a lot of these kids just transfer because they're not,
they lose their spot,
handed the starting job. Like, dude, you got to work. You got to prove it, man.
Which that's what Spencer Rattler did a couple years ago when he lost out to, what's his face?
Caleb Williams.
Which
I mean, again, that's a situation where I kind of understand. Like, he lost his starting job. He went somewhere else. But, like, that should be your only time. Like, not like Luke McCaffrey, who did it, like, twice, didn't he? Three times.
Louisville, Nebraska, Rice.
Right. So he transferred Nebraska to Louisville and then Louisville to Rice. So he did it twice. Yeah. He transferred twice. Yeah. But he went to 3 teams.
Yes.
So because when he went to Louisville, again, they told him he had to compete for the starting job.
Yeah. He did okay in Nebraska. And
I liked him at Nebraska. I wished he would have been open to a position change when he was at Nebraska.
Actually, he did talk about that before he got drafted.
Yeah.
Come to find out, the coaches never brought it up to him, and he was all about it. And the coaches never brought it up to him.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That makes you think what the hell Scott Frost was doing in there.
Yeah. I guess looking back, I'm not surprised because who was in charge at that time? Scott Frost.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Yeah. Who didn't obviously just was like, he was just there.
Yeah.
But no, every time we'd use Luke McCaffrey out of position as like a running back or a receiver or whatever.
He was explosive.
He's fast, just like his brother.
Yeah.
A little less, beefy, but he's going to be playing wide receiver for the Washington Commanders now.
Yeah.
So,
until he gets cut.
I mean, that's true. I mean, there's a chance he gets cut, but he might make the team.
Yeah. It's the Commanders. But anyway, so what I would change with the transfer portal, what I would do.
Yep.
It's like the NBA draft. You need to play at least 1 year in college to get drafted.
Yeah.
Unless it changed. I don't know. But that's how I remember it being. You need at least 1 or 2 years playing at this college. And then if you don't like it, go wherever you want. Don't like that one, go to the next one. But you get till your senior year to do it.
So you have to play at least 1 year in college.
At the college that you start at.
Okay.
So like at least a year to start at, the college you start at.
Before you transfer?
Yes.
Okay.
And your academics obviously have to be up to par, which I think they do that.
That's interesting. I guess I would kind of agree on that too, but I would limit it to one transfer. Yeah. Like I just don't.
And I don't know
because then if you transfer all over the place, it's like.
I just want to say one thing. I want to play devil's advocate a little bit. So what if you are, let's say you're a quarterback that came in first year and they go pick up a 5-star quarterback and now you're on the bench and let's say you already transferred in, you're now stuck at that school and can't leave and you're no longer the starter.
That is a good point.
At some point we got to give these kids a chance. Right?
Do better. No, I'm kidding.
So, and he already transferred in.
Yep. So let's say he transferred in, he played 1 year somewhere, transferred in. Yep. And he played that year, and then now they've picked somebody else. They went and grabbed somebody else. So you're saying what you're saying is that he's now stuck there for 3 years or 2, whatever, three more years.
I get that. I understand that point. It just seems like at some point it's like it feels like the pros, like free agency or like trading almost.
I mean, they're already making a shit ton of money in there anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's because
that's an interesting point. I mean, that's a tough one, but
I don't know. I feel like you should have more of a, like, if you're transferring, they should make reasons more publicly. So like, why is Junior Bob here transferring out of the small school of UAB? He was a really good player. He played really well. Why is he transferring? Coaching. I think that should be a thing. Like, be honest. Like, why are you transferring? Coaching.
I would say if that quarterback is a true competitor and if he's, athletic enough, talk to the coaches about any other opportunities he can get for some playing time. A lot of quarterbacks switch to wide receivers or defense or something if they played that in high school.
Yeah,
unless he's dead set on playing quarterback, but
you're not going to have that as much anymore because everyone is stuck in their ways, or a kid thinks that he deserves everything he's handed to them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's definitely getting more that way for sure.
A lot of kids coming into college, they got raw talent, but I agree with you, Zach. Like, if I transfer out of school, or if I'm a 5-star recruit and they go get another 5-star, I'm going to feel a type of way. Yeah, I'll transfer out.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm looking out for the ones that are doing it in the right way.
Right.
You guys are talking about the ones that are abusing it.
Right.
But then if we don't have any middle ground, then we're ruining it for somebody who.
That's true.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes. But like, they shouldn't be able to, like, in a way, I agree with like transferring anytime they want, but then I don't at the same time.
I agree that they should be given a fair shot to compete.
Yes.
But if like Zach said, if he's getting brought into, he's getting brought in, he's a transfer, and then they recruit a 5-star guy and he's automatically the starter, then yeah, like he should be able to go somewhere and given an opportunity to at least compete for a starting job.
Give the kid a shot.
Because then you're taking away, like, what if they're an NFL talent and then they don't get to play anymore, and they don't get drafted, or they don't get a chance at an NFL team because they didn't have a chance.
Yeah,
I guess
I think it would have to be like situational. Like that player would really have to like describe their situation and like make their case for like an extra transfer.
Well, that's what I mean. Like that they should have a reason. So like, I said, why are you leaving? Coaching. That should be a good enough reason to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not a good fit. I'm not,
Or like, kind of like in this scenario we're kind of talking about, like, I transferred in thinking I had a chance to start there. They recruited a 5-star guy who they said is going to be the starter day one. I want a shot to go somewhere and at least compete. So, because then you at least said you got a shot. But so like if in that situation they're going to have him compete with that 5-star and he loses the starting job, then that's on him. He lost the starting job. But if they just handed it to him, that's different.
Yeah.
The other bad part is the NCAA is a very corrupt organization anyway.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't even be a very good governing body to take those. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And that's why some of these they get put in place this way.
Yeah.
Which sucks. But sorry to be devil's advocate there, Sam.
No. You're totally right about the NCAA. Like they are very corrupt.
Yeah. Before we move on from the transfer portal to the last section of this topic, did you hear what Boise State's head coach is doing?
What's that?
First-year players are not allowed to get NILs.
Really? First-year players.
It's an interesting tactic because it's going to hurt him in the long run. But I see what he's doing. He's trying to show who's going to work for it.
Yeah.
Which
in one way it could motivate guys to stay, and in one way it could they would just leave. But I guess then you're going to see who truly wants to be there.
Yeah.
I kind of like it because then you're truly going to see who really wants to be there and work for you and your team.
Yeah.
To stay. And then the people who leave because they want NIL year one, well, they weren't there for the right reasons anyway.
That's why Saban retired.
Yeah, that's exactly why Saban retired.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to move on to the last section of this topic. Do you think a college football super league is on the horizon? So like a lot of teams want to make a new NCAA.
Yeah.
And not have the actual NCAA in there because they don't like how the NCAA is running things. They want to make it a super league where they can do whatever they want. Again, like, like Zach was saying, there's no government body in the NCAA. So
I could maybe see something like that in the future. It seems almost kind of like, as we stand right now, it just seems kind of like a pipe dream.
Yep.
But it's interesting to think about.
Yeah.
It's fun to see these conferences fighting against the NCAA and these teams, right?
Yep.
You saw these lawsuits within conferences when people were trying to leave during a certain process. I think what's going to happen is there will be no conferences and you'll see schedules being brought out, and it'll be up to the teams, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah.
To make the NCAA look bad, and maybe they'll actually finally look at how to govern the collegiate sports and not just be a money grab.
Yeah.
But you think about it, hurts like small schools like UTEP and UTCL, University of Texas San Antonio, the Roadrunners.
Mm-hmm.
And, these smaller schools that, play every year, these bigger schools, they do it just for the money. If they win, they win. You just get more money.
Yeah.
But the NIL would do that. So if you can't tell me these UTEP places don't have some places that would totally pay these players.
No, what I'm saying is like, so when these these smaller schools play bigger schools, if they win, they get another bonus, but like they are paying. So like Nebraska is playing Arkansas State. We're basically paying Arkansas State to play us for $1 million a year.
But that's NCAA regulations.
Right. But I was just making that point.
Yeah.
It might hurt these little teams.
But these little teams do have good donors. Like,
Yeah.
there's plenty of money in the United States that these places have the money, but the NIL, I guarantee you this NIL stuff is going to make every team good because they're going to go wherever the best. It's just like the NFL. It's the NFL below.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Semi-pro money league.
Basically, semi-pro is what college football is.
Honestly, it's like that's what the college football is turning into, basically the NFL.
Yeah. And then you look in the back of the rearview mirror and there you see good old USFL, XFL, whatever.
UFL.
Yeah. Which
the coolest thing that's going to come out of this is that we may actually get back to like the Nebraska roots, where your walk-ons out of the state become, because that's what made us good in the 90s.
Yeah.
It was our walk-ons. It was our kids that were like grassroots, wanted to work, farm boys. I think that's going to come back. You'll get your paid players, obviously, because they were paying them back then too. So we had the paid players back then, and then we had our grassroots guys. And I think we're going to get back to that. Yeah,
I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, and we need more of that too.
But that's if they don't make the roster size smaller, if they're what they're talking about now.
Because like those are the players, like Zach said, like they're hardworking. They're from here. They're able to work hard. They want to work hard, and they're gonna play hard. They're not gonna complain about all the other bullshit.
Yeah,
they're just gonna be happy to play.
Exactly.
Like that's the coolest. They don't want scholarships. They don't want.
They're happy for the opportunity just to keep playing football.
I want to put this jersey on. I want to play.
Yeah.
It's just like the story of Brooke Behringer.
Yeah.
He wanted to play for Tom Osborne. Unfortunately, he lost his life to a plane crash. But
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
I think he would have been a great NFL quarterback. By the way,
me too. Yeah. There was. Because Tommy Frazier went down and he came in, and like all the talk was like Brooke Behringer's better than Tommy Frazier, basically. Like,
look at
different styles, obviously, but he was a better passer.
Look at Eric Crouch. He came from Millard North, and he came in there and playing lights out all year.
Yep. Yeah.
Brooke Behringer was Tom Brady before Tom Brady.
Yes.
He was the beautiful face, the whole thing.
Yep.
I think I really do think if he would have stayed alive, he would have been a great figurehead for the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine we had something like that, and then the NCAA now.
Nebraska's never really had a good NFL quarterback either. We've never really had a quarterback really making it in the NFL.
No.
Because most of our great quarterbacks in Nebraska have been like athletes. Like they're better suited for a different position at the NFL level. Yeah, most of them.
For sure.
They were running quarterbacks.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Yes, they could throw, but.
Right.
Taylor Martinez could have made it in NFL as a different position.
Like Eric Crouch, didn't he go to the NFL as like a DB or a wide receiver?
He ended up safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the Rams.
Tommy Armstrong went, I think, as a running back, maybe.
Corner.
Yeah. I think he could have been a great running back.
There was another running back we had that went as a corner too for the Vikings. I can't remember his name, but Terrell Newby.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He was fast.
Yeah. So we're going to move on to Nebraska, actually. Ironically, as we're talking about them, our last final topic will be about Nebraska football. So we're going to watch a little bit of the spring game highlights, and we're going to give our thoughts live. I have not seen anything yet.
I've seen a little bit. I heard Raiola made some really good throws. I actually heard Harburg even made some good throws, and that was his kind of struggle last year. Is he struggled to to throw. Like, he's a great football player, great toughness, ran the ball well.
I heard all 3 quarterbacks look great.
Yeah.
We also got to remember that the defense is not wanting to hurt the offense.
Yeah,
That's true.
It's just a spring game.
Very true.
You guys just got to tell me when you want this to kind of stop and move around. So,
can you make sure you turn it down a little bit so that people can hear thoughts? 'Cause I've kind of noticed they would be like a little loud.
yeah, it's super loud.
Yeah.
It takes over. Yeah, we'll do that.
Red-white scrimmage here in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Perfect.
So Harburg out of the gun. We'll go to the air right away.
Harburg.
Coach Rule said he wanted to go up top early, and there is Dante.
Kind of dig those gray jerseys.
Yeah.
If only they had gray pants.
Yes.
And another floater out to Dowdle. Dowdle, a bigger back who's not afraid to go into
Or even
contact.
black
Nice
pants.
job.
Wouldn't that be sick?
Yeah.
The gray with the black.
Yeah.
Brings up 3rd and 3 over the middle. The throw behind.
Or a black jersey and gray pants.
Incomplete.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
With a white helmet, yeah.
Quick flip out of the backfield to Fedoni. Fedoni with the grab near side.
Really looks like we're going to be kind of a throw it all over the lot kind of an offense.
What I'm going to say about Fedoni, too, did you know Matt Rule publicly said this? Fedoni had a lot of offers from a bunch of other schools to come play this year,
Really.
and he decided to stay. And that's awesome.
I really do think it's sweet that Raiola changed his mind back to Nebraska.
Yeah. And I think Fedoni will be a top, maybe top number 1, round 1 tight end, or at least 2nd round.
Little zip on that one, which is good. 66 yards or longer.
Dude.
Flip out again.
We're tackling pretty good.
Yeah.
And the tight end Borkircher with the grab.
And I'm glad our defensive coordinator stayed another year. Or they re-signed his they restructured his contract.
You know, he has run hard.
That
Red, white,
Emmett
Great toss up top.
That kid's gonna be good too.
He threw that off his front foot, by the way.
Yeah.
Elijah Judy.
I wonder if that Judy's related to.
Different 16.
You can just tell Raiola, like, his throwing motion, like, it's so natural. Like, he's got
comfortable.
He's got that natural talent that, like, you look for in some of the best quarterbacks.
Over the fingertips, and that's the fresh start, I believe in him.
Okay.
Just missed.
Is he? What can you tell this fan base about him?
He's a straight shooter, and he's a fair guy.
Okay. Okay.
Harburg.
He's gonna let guys go.
Forgot how people forget he has wheels on him.
Oh, no. That's the highlight of his game, man.
Yeah.
That was a good throw, though. Like, that was, even though it was incomplete, like, his throwing motion looked a lot more natural than it did last year.
But Coach Rule has a fantastic attitude towards that, right? Because he knows what it's.
I'm curious to see who
record as a coach is 44.
gets most of the work at running back.
Just that first year in taking over and trying to build the culture.
Who was that younger person that came in last year? Good.
At running back?
Yeah,
To catch it.
Are you thinking of Emmett Johnson?
I think so.
Yeah. I liked Anthony Grant a couple seasons ago.
Until last year.
He had 1,000 yards, and then
I
they
know.
just like
It all of a sudden his ball carrying just went away.
Yeah, that's true, but it's like you can work on that stuff,
Yeah.
man. I think he's a tough running back.
About good offensive line play.
And then they went to who was the other running back
I can't remember his name.
that started getting a lot of carries?
He's pretty good.
He got jacked too last offseason. Gabe Irvin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he'll start. He'll probably start.
Yeah. He's
If he can
tough.
if he's healthy, he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
So here's Harburg.
But yeah, Emmett Johnson, he had some good plays.
You know, after spring game, a lot of transfers came out of. A lot of people that want to
Bro,
transfer.
that was beautiful.
There is a no doubt supportive thing,
Dude, we're just kind of running like spread offense. Kind of like it.
Here's the transfer from Wyoming and Texas as well. I know you bring in the two transfers with some experience.
Dude,
He's deep balling it.
beautiful.
Is that Harburg or?
That was Raiola, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 15.
He's playing like he's been playing for years.
Yeah.
They're making tremendous.
Well, he's number one recruit for a reason.
That's a great block on the perimeter.
I mean, there has been past recruits number one. They don't transition.
No, I know.
square him up and wait for help.
My prediction so far for Nebraska, I think we're going to rank at the end of the year. Somehow.
The potential's definitely there.
Yes. But I already know people that are not a fan of Nebraska. They're going to watch this and be like, "Oh, well, you know how
They're gonna go 5 and 7.
just
again.
typical
They're gonna go 4 and 8.
delusion Nebraska fans."
Yeah, I mean,
Can we
they can
just
say
have
that, but
hope?
we're just hopeful for our team. I mean,
And
it's always gonna be like that every year.
You know what's funny? It's going to be one of those people that are like a Alabama fan or a Georgia fan or LSU fan.
Or a Texas fan.
Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide. Oof. Oof.
As cool as that was.
Dude, I like how he comes out of... Damn. Like how he comes out of the pocket. Like, you could tell he's not pressured.
Let's have a basketball player get hit like that.
LeBron might get up and cry to the ref a lot.
Good run. Who's 33?
I don't know. That's not Irvin, is it?
No. Urban.
Oh, I kind of didn't like that a little bit. Kind of didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, spring game. I mean, they're not going to hit the quarterback.
Yeah, he's wearing the green jersey for
Yeah.
a reason.
Yeah. And then that's just practices in general. You're not going to.
Kicking was probably the biggest thing that we needed to, kind of get better at.
Yeah,
too.
that seems like that's consistently an issue for us.
Yeah. We haven't had good kicking since, I think, Alex Henry personally. Field goal wise.
Maurice Mazukua.
What?
Number 33.
33, yeah.
Maurice?
I could see him getting some carries.
Yeah.
Is he a freshman?
Junior.
Oh, wow. I haven't heard of him.
He might be a transfer.
Maybe he is a transfer.
Yeah, the versatility in a player like that is incredible.
I just noticed, like, in recent years, we've never, like, we don't really, we've been tending to go more towards the running back by committee and not really like that one bell cow
He was
back
there
like
last year. He had one carry against Purdue.
Yeah. Woo!
Well, I guess we'll see. But it used to be in the, like, back in the day, we'd always have that one stud running back, and then, but recently it's been a committee approach.
Coleman, our receiver, him and Raiola they're gonna pop off this year.
I could see it.
I think getting Raiola is helping get us recruits too.
The thing is with a top-notch quarterback, it can help mask some of the other issues you have on your team. Like nowadays, that's
There he goes.
No, that's a
Dante Dowell.
23. That's 20. Yeah, that's not the other guy.
I don't know. He doesn't seem fast.
No, they said he's a big back. Like,
He could play fullback if we ran more of the fullback.
he's a power back.
That's what I'm saying. He'd be the power foul fullback.
He could be. Doesn't look like they're running a whole lot of fullback stuff. They're running shotgun spread. But you gotta have those formations that use it.
We're still dropping passes, so I mean that's probably not going to change.
Yeah, but again, it's spring game.
Yeah.
I know his dad too, so I know the genetics.
But yeah, a lot of crazy passes and stuff.
Rutgers. I'm interested to see when USC and UCLA come to town. That's going to be fun. It's going to be.
A little mix up in the backfield.
Watch out now.
Who's 12 again?
Coach, I don't think
Not Harburg. I can't remember.
No, yeah, Harvard.
He's from Bellevue West.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
DJ Kalen. Or no,
Okay.
Kalen. Daniel Kalen.
Going back a little bit to what we talked about with
Gotcha.
Troy. I mean, the state of the athletic.
He's looked all right.
Away from Memorial Stadium here this afternoon.
I mean, he's a freshman, so
Right.
freshman jitters.
Believe so.
He's not getting reps after the injury last year.
Right. Historically, I mean,
I remember I went to my first spring game back. It was still in the Callahan era, and our starting quarterback going into that year was Sam Keller, and he ended up getting injured or benched for Joe Gans, and then Joe Gans was our starter the following year, and Joe Gans was a dog. I thought he was one of the best Nebraska quarterbacks.
I bet you if he had a Bo Pelini, we probably could have won a national championship.
He did have Bo Pelini his first year as a starter.
I mean, like a couple years.
Yeah. I think in 2009, the year we lost to Texas in the Big 12 championship, if we would have had Joe Gans one more year, if we would have had him that year, we could have maybe been a national championship team.
Yeah.
We were just like some solid quarterback away. But instead, we're playing musical chairs with Zach Lee and I think it was Cody Green.
Cody Green could have been good for us, too.
And yeah, Cody Green was, I think, a missed opportunity.
Yeah, just like with the transfer portal.
He had,
5-star came in, you know.
He had some potential. But we kept going to Zach Lee because he just knew the offense.
Yeah.
But Cody Green had a cannon. And then we went to Taylor Martinez, and I was never huge fan.
He was all right in some moments.
He had some clutch moments. I just was never a fan of his throwing motion. But he was fast. Could make some plays. Number 40? I saw 40 back there. That was my number. Oh, got stuff there. Wonder, he might be a fullback.
I mean, you got an 18-year-old young man that is in practice, so.
What do you think? Final thoughts on that, Dale? Get off your phone.
Sorry, I was responding to that. I have a little bit of things to work on, obviously.
Yeah.
Spring game. So
yeah. I mean, it's just it's a glorified practice. But definitely
it's empty. Every time. Every time.
Definitely a lot of good, a lot of bad. But
still see we got Butterfingers a little bit.
Yeah.
That's all right.
So
what would you grade Matt Rule so far on letter grade skill?
So far, I'd probably say, I'd give him a solid B.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna give him a solid B too.
Like after year one, after the shit show Scott Frost left for us, and for him to almost lead us to a bowl game in year one. Yeah. And it's still so disappointing that we couldn't win at least one more game to become bowl eligible, but still, he's passionate. That's what I like best about him. He's passionate. He cares. He cares about the kids. He cares about the fans. He's passionate on the sideline. He's not just standing there stoic, looking like he doesn't care. So I'd say a solid B, and we'll see what it's like moving forward. You got any other feedback on that?
Zach, where would you grade Matt Rule so far?
Oh, A plus. Roulade all the way.
Hell yeah.
Go buy the shirts. Go buy the shirts.
Yeah, Agent Life Media has shirts called Roulade. It's actually a pretty good design, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Zach, did you draw that by yourself?
No, I didn't actually.
Oh.
But it's a dang good design.
It is.
Go buy them.
Go buy them. All right.
And can Nebraska improve from last year?
100%.
Yeah.
Just watching that,
I think it's only up. And I mean, we keep going back to him, but I think Dylan Raiola, he's got that generational talent. He's got that Mahomes-esque play style. I'm not comparing him to Mahomes because Mahomes is one of the greatest of the great of all time, but he's got that same play style.
I would agree. 100% on that.
And the same jersey number. No.
It's the number.
But having a generational talent at quarterback, like I said, it helps mask some of the other problems your team can have, and they can help bail you out of certain situations. And I think that'll just be a huge help. You'll just have that ability to make plays. And I just think it'll help so much from last year, because last year we had a solid defense, and our biggest problem really was the quarterback position. And so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see, but I think we can definitely improve.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, they just got to fix the little things. The Butterfingers. We got to figure out who's starting running back. We obviously know who our quarterback is going to be.
Yeah. And, we've kind of mentioned this in the past, but I think Harburg could be used kind of like we've mentioned with like a Luke McCaffrey type of role.
Yes.
I think he's a little bit bigger and stronger than a Luke McCaffrey and maybe not quite as fast.
Tight end?
I could see like tight end, H-back type of thing. Maybe not wide receiver.
Yeah.
But yeah, like tight end, H-back type of deal.
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
He can fit
He's
there.
physical. He runs. You see him run the ball at quarterback. He runs with power. He doesn't try to slide. He tries to run people over. And you don't really see quarterbacks doing that very much.
So to follow up with that question, can you see us winning 9+ or more games?
I could see it. Like best case scenario, I could totally see it. But do I think it's going to happen? I could see us more realistically. I could see anywhere from 6 to 8. 9+, best case scenario.
To me, and I know you and I might not agree on this, but if we at least make a damn bowl game,
oh yeah,
that's a breakout year. That's a breakout year for me.
It is a breakout year, but I'm saying just like best case scenario, if everything goes according to plan, like everything, like we're just on top of our game all season, I could see 9+ wins.
So say if we do actually get the 9+ wins, and this always happens with coaches. When they have that little bit of success in that 1 year, they're going to leave. Do you see Matt Rule doing that?
I don't just because I feel like he likes it here. I feel like he's kind of embracing it. And you kind of see that in some of the videos you see him in, like in the locker room. It
feels like home.
He enjoys being here. He likes, he cares about the players. He cares about the fans. He's passionate. You can see it.
I think the fans is what probably gets him the most.
And I think if he can, gain some success, I could see him being here for the long haul, or at least for a decent amount of time.
My thoughts on it are, I don't see him leaving, but I know it's in the back of my mind because all coaches do it.
Yeah.
You got.
I wouldn't be.
Look at Washington's coach. He went to Alabama.
Yeah.
If they're paying more,
right?
Why not?
Right. Money talks. I
just hope they would put the right guy in his replacement if that were to happen.
I could definitely see it happening, but I don't know. I hope for the best because I do like him. At first, like when we first hired him, I was kind of like, Matt Rule. I don't know much about this guy. He wasn't.
I was all for it. Honestly, I saw what he did at Temple and I saw what he did at Baylor.
Yeah.
All for it.
I saw that and I was like, okay, so this is a guy that, he's a program, he's a culture builder,
Ironically, a lot of people want Deion Sanders now.
And they did, yeah.
And I think a lot of people are kicking themselves in the ass for it a little bit.
Yeah.
I know I am. I'm one of those people.
Yeah. I don't know. I was not sure at that time. I don't know if Deion would have been the right fit for Nebraska.
I think he would have made it very toxic. He would. I think he would have ruined the image of Nebraska.
I think Matt Rule just fits us a little better.
And I like the way he goes on Twitter. I just know someone's really, you're just Nebraska fans. I don't care. Shut up. But anyway, but you should know what I'm talking about. Like, sorry, get it shoulder. So say like if Deion Sanders came through, I think he would have made us look bad on our image. But if look at Matt Rule. He has players that never played for him that are excited for him.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Taylor-Britt, excited for him. He responded to him on Twitter. Matt Rule responded back. Hey, man, thanks you're coming out. I'm glad you're a former player coming out and see the stuff. Like, that helps. Mm-hmm. If I'm a Nebraska player right now, I'm glad to see a former player coming and caring about us.
I just think it's cool to have someone and see them, you can see that they're passionate about it. They enjoy it. They're putting in effort and they care. Which is, we didn't have that with Scott Frost. And I'll be honest with you, before all the trouble and stuff and all the bad stuff happened with Mickey Joseph, I actually liked Mickey Joseph when he replaced Scott Frost after Scott Frost got fired.
Honestly, I would be one of those people. I didn't think he was going to do as well. He was Nebraska's coach.
I don't know if he was going to be the long-term answer as a head coach, but I would have liked to still have him on staff before, all the shit happened. But because he could have been a great like wide receivers coach, scouting guy.
Or that one dude before him, Johnson. That was a receiver coach that was really good. I can't remember his name, but
yeah,
Williams.
Yeah.
Zach, you look like you wanted to say something.
I was just going to say, I still think that Nebraska is a coveted job. Where you brought up Washington to Alabama. Alabama's a coveted job. Who wants to go coach at Washington? Like,
right.
In all honesty, that's what I'm trying to say. I think Nebraska is still such a coveted job that I think Matt Rule knows he's in a good spot. I don't think he's leaving.
Yeah, we got our Joe. We got our old Joe.
Well, he's right because like the history's there.
Yeah.
Washington. I
mean, they're known to be historically good, but like again, I agree with him. Who wants to go to Washington?
Well, our fans, like our fan base is like, is so crazy.
Yeah,
like you can't not want to be here.
We travel well. We
travel the best in the country.
Yeah, I mean, we got some toxic Nebraska fans out there, but like
every fan base is toxic.
Don't get me started on teams like that.
But it's still Nebraska nice. Like, you can't, like, anybody I've talked to around here that has come from another place, they're like, I felt at home. I felt so welcomed. I felt so, like, you can't take the toxic people and expect that to be everybody here.
Yeah.
No.
Or it's like, oh, you're from Nebraska? Where the hell's Nebraska at? It's in the middle of the country. Oh, I didn't know that.
You got indoor plumbing over there?
Yeah. You got, or it's, wait, you have a basement?
You got electricity over there?
They're like, wait, you got a basement? What's a basement? I've had that one.
Nebraska football Saturday is like, it's a holiday here.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
like
tradition.
Jesus.
Like
like
people
Jesus
plan their weddings around Nebraska football.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just.
The most weddings happen on bye week.
Yeah. My sister actually got married on a Husker game day.
I was going to say, don't you remember Yoshi's wedding was on a Husker game day?
Yeah, and I completely advised against it, but whatever.
I think a lot of us did.
Because everybody was asking, where's the TV? Where's the TV?
Yeah. He's like, hey, you guys got married, but fuck you guys, we're watching the game.
Luckily, we had a TV where my sister was getting married.
Yeah. Maybe we all wanted to watch it and be sad together.
Yeah, because that's when we were playing Colorado, ironically enough.
Remember when we went all the way to Lincoln for the Barstool Sports thing?
Yeah.
We were playing Michigan.
Yep.
Oh
yeah.
My God. I actually got a picture. I will put it on the video of me flipping off Dave Portnoy in Nebraska's official Facebook page.
5 minutes into the game, though, we're down like 28-0, and then we tell all the guys, we're like, all right, GG. We're going to go get food.
Yeah, these random college kids around us were like, all right, GG, guys. And all fist pumping them like these kids are like early 20s. We're like in our late 20s.
Mid to late 20s, yeah.
Yeah. And like, all right, the old people are going by.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I've never seen that place clear out so quick. The rail yard.
I mean, everyone else was just there to get drunk, pretty much.
I never want to go back to the rail yard because it was so damn packed. That was awful.
I think it's fun.
I do too, but it was like so packed.
That was more packed than usual, even though.
But it's Michigan.
And I think it's because
Michigan
Barstool Sports was there. Yeah.
Dude, Dave Portnoy, I think he's funny, but when he gets his way, like he's in certain ways, I don't like him. But GBR.
Yeah.
And you know what? And kudos to him. When the tornadoes happened, they actually released a shirt for Nebraska Strong and stuff like that. That's awesome.
Talk about a success story, though.
Yeah. Going from being a nothing to a newspaper company to what they are now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A big old multi-million-dollar, and he bought his company back for $1.
Sold it and bought it back
For $1.
Think about that.
Yeah.
We're trying to
Crazy.
get there, but
Yeah, come on, Zach.
Listen, homies, I'm trying.
Hey, you're lucky you got this kind of podcast on there now, because now we talk about sports.
Dog.
Go sports.
They talk about sports on.
Yeah. We're his sports.
Yeah.
We talk about sports too.
I know.
Yeah, they talk about sports on Useless.
I know. I know. Oh, man. One day.
We get more into the hard side of sports. You guys do the fun,
Yeah.
People like your guys' side. Not everybody likes what we talk about.
Hey,
The political side.
Yeah. Did you know LeBron did this and made me upset? Hey, I respect that though, because I like those kind of stuff, because like you can go on ESPN and then you can see Colin Cowherd be upset and stuff like that, or not. He's Fox.
He's at Fox now. He calls it the other company.
Yeah.
All right?
I actually did agree with Colin Cowherd today. I saw something. He said something about Jared Goff. I'm like, you finally got some brownie points out of me.
Because he said something good about Jared Goff.
He's all in about Detroit.
Yeah, of course.
But he thinks, they're comparing Caleb Williams to something. And then he said that Jared Goff is like a pickup. He's all for all kinds of weather.
Yeah.
He said Detroit has the third best roster in the NFL.
Yeah.
Today. I heard it today. He said it's San Francisco, Baltimore, Detroit.
Where's Green Bay?
I mean,
Play them crickets, Zach.
I mean, Kansas City just won the Super Bowl.
You hear them crickets?
Yeah. Doesn't matter. We have the youngest roster.
I don't care. I
will say this, though. Jared Goff is currently the best quarterback in the NFC North. And that's coming from me, and Jordan Love had a great year.
Watch out for Caleb Williams, okay? Watch out for that.
Do you hear something?
He's number 3.
Do you hear something? Do you hear the Bears fan over there?
Yeah, you heard the Bucks fan talking about the Bears.
Bucks fan now.
You guys must not watch the other show. I said as soon as they drafted Caleb Williams, I'm a Bucks fan.
I saw your Bucks comment.
I'm a busy guy. I'm sorry. Don't fire me. Don't cancel me.
So Baker Mayfield is your guy.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, he had a solid year.
He's a solid quarterback, man.
He is. He gets more hate.
You know what? He made the playoffs this year.
He gets more hate than he deserves, but I always like Baker Mayfield.
Browns were the problem.
Yeah, exactly. I think he was great at OU.
Browns gave up on him too early.
I just think the Browns are a shit organization.
Yeah.
Well,
they're worse than the Bears. Like,
yeah.
if you want to talk about a garbage organization, the Browns are there.
Jets are right up there too.
They're up there, but yeah. They actually might make it a little, if Rodgers doesn't,
get down after one play.
Not even a whole play. He didn't even throw the ball.
No. So what is good old Scotty Frost up to these days, huh?
Fucking off.
Strippers and alcohol, baby.
Probably. Surprised he hasn't OD'd yet. Uh-oh. I made a uh-oh.
Wasn't he hanging out at Oregon or something?
Yep.
It's the only place that'll accept him.
Yep.
You're probably right.
He's dead to me.
I mean, he'd fit right in there.
So if they did like some kind of like ceremony or remembering a team, and I think if he came back for like recognizing like the national championship team and they show him on screen, you know how booed he would get, quick.
They'd have to wait a while to do something like that.
No.
Ain't happening. Ain't happening.
I ain't showing up to the game. I'm not watching the game.
It's just like how they had to wait. I mean, it's similar to Green Bay. They had to wait a few years before they could bring Brett Favre back after he went to the Vikings.
That's different, though.
Dang, yeah.
I mean, Brett Favre never went and coached Green Bay and did absolute dog shit and had a bunch of rumors about.
That's what I mean. You know what I mean? Like, it's a totally different scenario. Yeah, it was salty. But I mean, still, the Green Bay fans are still appreciative of what Brett Favre did.
You want to talk about the welfare checks?
I mean, yeah, that's a whole nother story.
Well, yeah, and then
Brett Favre,
dick pics.
Brett Favre at this point, he can't even.
I think CTE.
Anymore,
we'll blame CTE.
But
had to be CTE. Check.
No, I mean, I never really had the chance to watch Scott Frost play. Again, it was before my time.
Oh, I mean, he originally was at Stanford before he came to Nebraska.
And then my time watching him as a coach was absolutely awful. So, I guess I could care less.
Well, it has been a fun episode, yeah?
It has been, yeah.
I think this is about the longest we have ever talked.
It's good content, though. See, I always tell you guys, sometimes long's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Write that down. Okay.
Yeah, no, I think this has definitely been our longest one so far.
It has.
Sam, what do we got coming up for the TNT boys?
We got a new topic we're going to be talking about next time that we haven't discussed yet.
The game? No.
Yeah.
That might happen. I don't know. I have to check.
Maybe.
Gas station glizzies? Or?
No. So he's going to be gone next week. And since we're going to be... So this episode's going to come out next week. And the one that's coming out this week is number 8 or 9. Or this is 9. So after that, we won't have another episode. So I need to record like 1 or 2 more next week. So I might ask Brody or Cole or Maya to come fill in for Sam. If you were diggity down for that, Zach, if you're available.
Oh yeah, just don't give Cole too big of a head. He's already now the producer of the other 2 podcasts. So,
oh God, love you, Cole.
He's getting a big head on himself.
We got some more food review stuff coming up potentially.
Yep, gonna be in Omaha.
Potentially collabing with. Well, I don't know if we're still.
They haven't responded.
Gotcha.
I messaged him personally and
some vlog type stuff we might be getting into, and
yeah.
Yeah.
Got a guy from buddy of ours that we know for a while coming on June 2nd. We'll record that one.
Might have my brother on for an episode in the near future.
If we get to that number, which we probably will.
Yeah.
Already planned it. Planned it out. You know, when I shaved at work, they called me Dan Schneider. I was like, don't ever associate with me with that guy ever. And then what did my mom call me today?
She said you look like you're 10.
No, she said something else. She called me something. She's like, you look like some so-and-so.
I don't remember.
I don't either.
Peter Griffin.
And that's fucked up. I don't like you no more.
Freaking sweet.
Hey, Peter. All right. Anything else we got going on? Oh, we talked about starting a gaming channel.
Yeah.
TNT Boy Gaming. I'll have to figure that out.
We've been talking about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, don't want to give out too much details and not enough promises.
We've said too much on that even.
So yeah, don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias and
Facebook, Instagram,
TNT Boys Pod. Don't forget to follow
TikTok, YouTube.
Don't forget to follow Agent Life Media Group on all social medias as well as the same with us. Anything else, Samantha?
I think that's a wrap.
Okay, peace out, bye.
Peace out, bye.